The first light of dawn spilled over the Appalachians, brushing the jagged peaks with gold and piercing the morning mist that clung to the ancient rocks. Alex shivered, his breath clouding in the biting cold as he calibrated his drone, a sleek, top-of-the-line model with razor-sharp optics and a stabilization system that had devoured 3 months' salary. His hands shook, not just from the chill, but from a restless thrill. For 3 months, he'd been filming a documentary on these weathered mountains, his drone soaring over cliffs and valleys, chasing whispers of history. Today, though, he aimed for the ridge's most enigmatic corner, a place the local Native Americans refused to name. When he'd pressed them about its trails and caves, they'd only shaken their heads, eyes averted. Once, an elder muttered that their ancestors had hidden something precious there, a secret that gnawed at Alex like a splinter. He launched the drone, its hum swallowed by the wind. The monitor glowed steady, thanks to a signal booster, another costly necessity for mountain work. Alex scanned for petroglyphs a historian had mentioned, jagged symbols etched by hands long gone. Then, in a distant valley, shadows flickered. He squinted at the screen. Dark figures darted around fresh-dug pits, deliberate and quick. A glance at his tablet showed no registered digs. Looters, he thought, heart kicking. He nudged the drone closer, cloaking it in the dawn's long shadows. The feed revealed chaos below, scattered artifacts, bags stuffed with finds, a disregard for care that screamed black market. The looters, oblivious to the drone's whine, shoveled dirt with practiced haste. Alex hit record. This could be evidence, a bombshell for his film. Too late, he caught the battery warning flashing red. "No, no, no," he hissed, fumbling controls. 1%. In a panic, he yanked the joystick, manual mode engaged, and the drone spiraled into the forest near the site. He cursed, marking the crash coordinates on his GPS. That footage wasn't just gold, it was justice. Backpack checked, water, bars, flashlight, power bank. Alex set off. After a tourist vanished here last month, he never trekked unprepared. The crash site wasn't far, but the terrain turned eerie. Flattened grass, boot prints, torn packing scraps. His gut tightened. Uninvited eyes wouldn't be welcome. Mist thinned as he neared, revealing the dig's sprawl. From behind a moss-draped boulder, he watched. The looters moved like pros, fast, ruthless, piling artifacts into numbered crates with no reverence. A man in sleek hiking gear strode up, sharp against their grime. Alex zoomed his phone's camera, catching fragments of talk. Buyers antsy, deadlines tight. Then, burial sites. And the truth hit like ice. These were sacred graves, plundered for profit. His pulse raced. He'd read about artifact trafficking, relics fetching millions from collectors. He filmed, snagging faces, SUV plates. A branch snapped underfoot, loud as a gunshot. He froze, expecting a looter. Instead, an elderly Native American stood there, silent as stone, their eyes locked. The man pressed a finger to his lips and beckoned. Alex followed, trailing him along a faint path to a hollow veiled by brush. "John Swift Deer," the man said, voice low. "Guardian of our sites. We've tracked these thieves 2 weeks. Night digs, metal detectors, 3 burials gone already." He pulled binoculars and a worn notebook from a crevice stash. Alex explained his project, the drone's crash. John nodded, scribbling. "Your bird's down there," he pointed to a fern-choked slope, "but they'll have eyes on it now." He unfolded an old map, its lines tracing sacred trails lost to time. Voices rose from the dig. Peering out, they saw a looter hoist a golden mask, its patterns glinting, ancient, alive. "Mask of the great shaman," John whispered, pain etching his face. "Hidden from settlers. It belongs here." Alex filmed, but his phone cut out. Signal dead. "Spirits guard these peaks," John said. "We climb for a signal." They ascended a goat trail, John sure-footed as a shadow. At a rocky notch, he uncovered a cache, radio, water, bandages. "Tribal Council set these after the first thefts," he said, keying the radio in his tongue. Alex's phone flickered alive, weak but enough. Engines growled below, SUVs loading up. "They can't take the mask," John said, peering through binoculars. One looter cradled it, packing it into a cushioned case, a stark contrast to their earlier carelessness. Time bled. 3 hours since the crash. Alex shot a text to the police. Coordinates, photos. Regular cops won't cut it, John muttered. I called rangers who know these hills. A looter froze, ear cocked. Helicopter blades thrummed faintly. Panic erupted. They hauled crates faster. Miners Road, John hissed. Only way out. He radioed the rangers, then drew a pouch. Sacred herbs, smoke will slow them. Below their perch, he lit the mix. Acrid clouds billowed. Fire! A looter yelled, and chaos reigned. The chopper crested the ridge as shots rang out, wild and desperate. One looter snatched the mask's case and bolted for a tunnel. Alternate exit, John barked, tossing Alex a lantern from his pack. They plunged in after him, dust choked the air, footprints guiding them down rusty tracks. A shot sparked near Alex's head. He ducked behind a cart, heart hammering. The looter, cornered by a collapsed exit, clutched the case. Back off, he shouted, voice raw. John stepped forward, chanting in his language, steady and deep. The man faltered, gun dipping. Then, a groan, beams buckled, stones raining. Alex lunged, knocking the weapon free and shoving the looter clear. Dust settled. John lifted the case, mask intact. Spirits don't forgive, he said, hauling Alex up. Outside, rangers and an FBI artifact unit had the gang cuffed, a cog in a smuggling web. Tribal archaeologists cataloged the haul, the mask slated for its ancient home after study. John led a ritual, smoke curling skyward, and Alex filmed the coda to his story. A month later, on that same peak at sunset, he held his drone. John had salvaged it days after, a quiet gift. The film won awards, but Alex's prize was heavier. He understood now why these mountains breathed with a soul.